Alright, we're going live soon, boys. Just getting a few things set up here. Transitioning from job to job throughout the day, as usual. Got my GGPR championship shirt behind me, so yeah, we should be good tonight. Testing, testing. Welcome to the cast card. Not sure if you're talking. I'm gonna check the audio settings again.
Testing, testing, testing.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Well, it looks like GoTV's not quite up yet, so just hang tight with us, everybody.
Look at you, you're a real person now. You're on the screen.
I
We're
know.
alive.
I'm gonna be go. I'll go on and off at times to remind people that there are real humans behind this cast.
No face mask currently required here. We're in a safe space.
We are indeed not in the same location. I'll be back in just a moment, grabbing a water. As all of you should. We don't want anybody to move for the next 1.5 hours. Welcome back, everybody. Looks like we're still waiting for GoTV to go up here. I'm joined by Carvelin, a fellow GGPR content creator and caster.
Hello.
And looks like we're just gonna need a few more minutes here, so hang tight, everybody. So this will be the second Inferno match we've casted in the past 4 days or so, Car. I'm looking forward to it.
I was gonna say the same thing. Inferno again, back to Inferno, but last time Advance was on Inferno, we had a win, right?
Yeah, there was also an Academy match in there. I believe the Academy team lost on Inferno and on Train, and then came back with the W on Overpass. And actually, yeah, I think the advanced team did recently also win on Inferno and then got a forfeit win. I'm not sure what map the forfeit win was scheduled for. That might have. I believe that was going to be Train.
That was Train. That was against Gaming Science, I believe.
So unfortunately, we didn't get to see the advanced team play Train, which would have been pretty exciting. But many more opportunities to see them play Train in some of those more intense maps later in the season. Not that I'm saying that Inferno's not an intense map. I just meant Inferno is more of a traditional map, like I was saying last time, kind of in that more conventional 2012 to now pool of Dust 2, Inferno, Cache, Mirage. Train's been taken out of the ESL Grand Finals pool a couple times, is why I didn't mention Train as a permanent traditional map. So I'm just doing a couple things here behind the scenes, Carve, so let me know if King Killer or anyone from GGPR needs anything from us in chat. We're here for you guys.
For sure.
Gonna refresh the page again. It looks like GoTV's not quite up yet. I think the GoTVs take a little bit longer to go up in the advanced matches. I'm not sure if that's a security protocol they have for the higher tiered leagues, just to prevent any kind of ghosting or stream sniping. Might be the case. Because with the intermediate matches, I think the GoTVs actually go up 10 minutes before the start time. So it looks like we're about 60 seconds out from the actual match time here, so we'll see what happens with the match page on ESCA. Eros did confirm for 10 p.m. Central Time. So we should be about maybe about 10 to 15 minutes out from the actual live on 3 and or knife round. Maybe about 4 or 5 minutes out from actually getting some live camera angles in the server here. I guess when I was in college taking all my digital cinema stuff, they didn't realize I was going to be doing gaming broadcasting since that was so long ago. But nowadays, I guess that's what everyone would be studying.
I keep hearing a lot of kids in elementary school now are learning coding in class and just other cool things with computers, and I wish that would have been taught when I was growing up. Because I love computers, I just didn't realize how much of a career path it could be for people. That's something I would have pursued rather than what I did end up pursuing.
Right. Not that I'm saying I'm some kind of primary caster. This is just something I do on the side, but it's obviously very enjoyable. So I'm gonna refresh one more time here, so bear with me. Anyone who's got the stream open. Alright guys, just give us a couple minutes. It looks like Carv and I are getting access here.
Loading in here.
Let me just I'll get this match browser page closed out in a second here. I've got more than one monitor going on OBS, so give me just a moment, audience. And I believe the Go TV server is officially up. We are not getting booped out. And okay, give me just a second here, Carv. All right, testing. You can still hear me, Carv?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, audio levels on you look good as well here. I don't see any redlining coming from any source, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to switch over to GoTV permanently here. And it looks like Eros first to connect. Gonna give both teams a good 10 to 15 minutes here to both get in the server and get their settings adjusted.
Want to know what my favorite thing is about this map?
I have to imagine the chicken since I
The
just
chicken.
switched to Nox as well. Well, I guess that's one thing that has never left after all the reincarnations of Inferno from CS 1.3 or so until now, which is about 21 years of Inferno. I think there's always been chickens.
That's my favorite thing about the map.
I might be off by a few months here or there on that, but they stood the test of time. It almost seems like there's even more chickens on the map now. We promise not to bring this up too many times, guys.
I can't promise that. If I watched your Valorant I'd probably go pro in both those games.
Yeah, this is probably the most in-depth chicken analysis in an Inferno match in a while. I guess they could be. They are important audio cues. I'll stop getting into this. I'm sorry. So it looks like we're still waiting on both teams here. Both teams, I believe, were actually probably just finishing up a scrim before this. So now they're just switching over to getting into potentially their private discords and making sure their latencies and crosshairs are on point before they take a single shot tonight. I love this Tech 9 Decimator skin, by the way. I think that's somehow slipped my eye the past few matches from... I don't imagine some other people have been using this thing. So thank you for being patient, everyone. It looks like it's probably going to be, like I said, 10 minutes or more here before we get the majority of the players in the server. We may or may not be waiting on coaches tonight as well, so we'll have to wait to find out here. Lowrider is the captain of GGPR, but I don't believe he's always necessarily the IGL for every single map. I do think he likes to kind of focus on entry killing and other roles at times, depending on the map. Rev is the newest member of GGPR. For anyone who hasn't gotten a chance to see him in action yet, he's played his first official match with GGPR 3 days ago. Turned out to be a victory 16-14. Great match, by the way. Highlights of that match coming soon on our YouTube channel. More info about that coming up at halftime and after the match. And yes, I do believe both teams were just finishing up a scrim before this. It looked like, or at least pugging potentially. It looked like there were multiple members of both teams active on ESCA client right before this. Not that I have a bunch of people from Eros added. Just kind of was browsing through the server list here. Well, don't worry, folks. I'm confident this will obviously not be a forfeit on either team's behalf. They just need a few extra minutes here. Once again, this is Hamtaro and Carvelin from GGPR, bringing you guys this broadcast on the GGPR Twitch channel. Carv is a longtime Overwatch player, as well as some other competitive titles. He's also played a lot of Valorant this year. I'm a longtime Counter-Strike player. Played a lot of competitive in 1.6, and glad to be back doing some content and other stuff for GGPR and CSGO now. And it looks like we are still waiting on 3 or more people for each team here. Looks like we're only technically 11 minutes past scheduled time, which means any time between now and about 10:25 Central Time would not be considered a late start.
We got another one in.
Yeah. Our all-star exotic. I mean, everyone on. I want to say everyone on GGPR is an all-star, but I just meant as of recent, exotic seems to have a very high level of multi-kills per match.
Speaking of GGPR All-Stars, yesterday Noda was popping off. Those op shots, dude, I was watching were ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the academy teams got a great chance at making main, and at the same time, I think our advanced team that we're gonna watch tonight has got a great chance of making Mountain Dew League at the end of the season. Well, looks like we're not waiting on too many more people here. Looks like we're waiting on the 4th and 5th from GGPR, and also potentially a 5th for Eros here. Or no, they do have their 5 in here. I thought maybe one of them was a coach. Simplicity, we're sorry you're late to practice for this, but I mean, this is practice. We all need to come together as an org and watch our boys in advance in action here. You're just gonna have to forfeit that first scrim, I'm sorry. So are we getting called out for the bias broadcast on the ESCA page
Is that what that was?
now that there's multiple streams posted in here, including an individual, I won't say his name here, but directing people to his stream for the quote non-biased version. I try to keep it somewhat non-biased. I mean, yes, obviously we're members of GGPR and that's who we're pulling for, but I do note when players of the opposing team make a great play or great strategic move. And there's our boy Creed. Looks like Lowrider just... Oh, there's Lowrider right there. I think he was just getting a few things ready before that. And we are very close to our official knife round here, everyone. And it looks like we do have a coach from... Do we have a coach from our team in the server? Oh no, I believe it's a coach from Eros in the server right now. So they might be discussing a few things before they go into night. Oh, no, we're going. It looks like we're going right into knife round right here.
Here we go.
Let's see if there's any unique strategy being applied here, or if this is just going to be an all-out musket war, just walking straight at the... Oh, and well, it looks like GGPR is just gonna kind of out-brute them there on knife round, and let's see what their decision here. Yeah, I had a feeling they were gonna go CT, and they indeed are. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're officially live. 5 seconds left on freeze time. We've got one P250 or P2000, it looks like there, bought by Creed. Everyone else sticking with the USP. Eros throwing up some spam shots up at window. I don't think they're gonna get anybody because GGPR is playing a little bit more passively than that. I'm not saying they're playing too passively. It looks like they're holding it just as they should right now. So Exotic here, playing a more standard pit spot. We'll see if he ends up falling back to his left towards Doja or not. Well, Eros is going B, so it's not going to matter what happens over there in the corner of A. You're bad getting the first headshot. Lowrider backing him up with a second headshot. Alvin still looks like he's going to get the bomb down right in front of Coffin, because Omniscient was right in front of him, who's gonna land a headshot onto Lowrider. Oki, aka You're Bad, is still gonna come around the corner and land that headshot. I don't think he took any damage there because he was already at 80 health, but unfortunately he's gonna get headshotted by Alvin. It's gonna come down to Creed and Exotic versus Alvin. They've got the advantage. Exotic looks like he's sticking it with no kid. He's gonna have to get off it and land this headshot, and he does. 5 seconds, no kit, and it looks like he will not quite get there. It's very close, but still needed about a full second though, or just under a second. So some good longevity by Eros there, just kind of playing the clock and doing what they needed to do. Here's Fight moving up with an SMG. He's gonna come around the corner by Boost here, where we've got two members of GGPR setting up. Rev's gonna be directly behind the front of Boost. He's gonna land that first Eagle headshot. It looks like there must have been a little bit of miscommunication on Eros there, because there was a team kill assist. I assume that must have been from a Molotov. I can't imagine it was from an HE grenade or an AK, but it could have been. Here, it looks like Eros is kind of... Well, I was going to say maybe they're regrouping and falling back, but I think they still want to go B with it. Even though Rev, I know he's watching his flank, but he must still be assuming they could come B. Well, here's Alvin with some utility. They're gonna cross. Lowrider was in a good spot. He did get a lot of damage down, but he's gonna go down himself. Oh, Key is still in the back of sight, taking out B-Kai, and Rev's gonna be able to clean it up with two very well-placed Eagle kills at the end there, Carve. So, got a little intense there, but GGPR responding from that last second pistol round with an eco victory of their own there.
Yeah, now they have a little more advantage as far as money goes coming up into this round.
And it looks like that's 3 MP9s, if I'm not mistaken, for GGPR. An M4, and then of course Rev already had picked up that AK previously. A lot of spam shots going down towards the back of Banana there. Unfortunately, Lowrider, I think that may have been a dink. Took 44 damage right there at mid, and obviously some armor taken out too. Creed's playing a little cheeky spot there off in corner. He's kind of going to be able to watch jungle and mid and boiler from that spot, as many of you know who have played that area in pugs, etc. Oh, and Rev's not even gonna need Creed's help from cheeky spot, but unfortunately Creed's still gonna go down. Oki still set up very nicely behind Coffin there, and he's still at a full 100 HP with a helmet. We've also got 2 defuse kits on GGPR. They have the one-man advantage, even though Rev is lower than he would like to be. Lowrider taking out 2 members of Eros there. Rev still with lower HP than I'm sure he'd like right now. He does have a helmet though. Oh, Fife making an aggressive play, trading onto Exotic, but he was the last one left, so no problem for Rev here to cruise in and get that defuse, since there was still quite a lot of time left there on the C4.
So without a defuse kit, what's the
It's
time
10 seconds. Yeah, it's
What
yeah,
about
that it has not changed. Yeah, and 5 yeah,
it's
5
5?
seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. 5.0. So with that first round was probably around 0.8, 0.9 or so, because it started automatically backing off on Go TV from first person to third person because it knew the bomb was gonna explode there. So Oki landing multiple shots down there at the front of Banana, but unfortunately he's going down to 8 HP himself. 5 from Eros has 16. Oh, beautiful shots from Creed as he essentially gets the hat trick. Lowrider actually got the third one there with an MP9. Nox unfortunately getting Lowrider, but shouldn't be too much of an issue, as I'm sure someone will probably drop Lowrider here, even though technically he could by himself, but we'll see what happens here. I think Rev might want to drop him just so he can get some additional utility. Yep, it looks like that's what happened. Rev's going to drop an M4 to Lowrider, who's going to be able to get full utility, a kit, and head armor now. So we've got Alvin staring down at boards there at the edge of Banana, but not going to matter because Oki getting the first kill there. Rev getting another kill. And I don't want to say it's because of that team kill Molotov from Eros strictly, but that definitely contributed to the potential fall of Eros on this round specifically. Rev with a nice confident angle in the back left pillar of B site there. Looks like they don't have a man, excuse me, I'm referring to GGPR, does not have a man directly on Haystack at A, but it's probably better that way, that just having Lowrider in pit here instead of up near quad or boiler, that might be a little bit too aggressive for the way Eros is attacking now, even though Eros is going B again this round, it looks like, and looks like despite their previous shortcomings at B, they did win that pistol round at B, and gonna try to pick up another delayed B rush here. They're gonna trade immediately after going into sight. Nox gonna get a second though, but it's essentially gonna be another trade because Creed's gonna lay down some suppressive fire right through the central smoke there, and he's actually just gonna walk up through the smoke and take out Alvin himself. He actually, you know, he didn't even need to do that, but I guess he wanted to just take matters into his own hands and finish off the final frag there. So GGPR is gonna go up 4-1. Also, but
the economy situation on Eros is a little bad right now.
Let me also clarify, Creed played that perfectly. I didn't mean he played overly aggressive. I was just I was impressed that he kind of took it all into his own hands there, because he did have some teammates alive. And Oki opening up with a huge frag onto Alvin. Lowrider laying down that Molotov at mid. Creed with a nice little pop flash, which is gonna lead to a nasty triple kill there. Ooh, looks like the third one was indeed a headshot, and it looks like Eros, I believe, is taking a tactical timeout, unless that is a technical timeout on their behalf. I do not believe it was a timeout from GGPR though. I could be mistaken. No, I believe this is a tactical timeout from Eros, so looks like they just unpaused the timeout, and freeze time is counting down here from 6 seconds again. GGPR with the financial advantage again, which is going to lead Lowrider to investing in that op with full utility again, might I add. Alvin not getting hit too hard by that HE grenade, just taking out a nick of his armor and taking down his overall health to 96. Rev laying down a little bit of attack fire there onto logs. A couple shots into smoke at mid. Right into the kind of headshot area if they had been walking up mid there, but Eros playing a little bit more passive this round. I have to imagine during that timeout, you know, they may have discussed just kind of slowing things down here, maybe going for a pick. I know some of the other rounds were slowed down and delayed, but Maybe they discuss spreading things out a little bit. Maybe not though, even though they're all 5 going B here. Oki getting the first headshot. He's gonna get traded by Nox. This might work out. And I mean, they've already got the C4 down. 5 with a nice little molly there onto construction. Maybe a little bit too early since there wasn't necessarily GGPR member close enough to construction yet. Alvin holding down a hard angle there onto banana. Five boosted onto coffin. Nox falling back to left-hand pillar as he gets the headshot at the same time. A second headshot into Creed. Eros definitely earned that round. Well played by Eros. Especially with the pressure on, coming out of the timeout and sticking to the strategy they had defined during their timeout.
Stayed with it.
So like I said, let's see if maybe they spread out a little bit more for picks this round. It looks like they did spread out a little bit more towards the beginning of that round, and then when they realized that they could probably get a hard B push, that's when they congregated 5 into that hard banana push. Oki, aka You're Bad, with some nice early utility there off to the right hand side of banana. Lowrider holding a nice angle onto alt mid and hitting the reaction shot onto Omniscient. Creed throwing a nice little molly there towards the left side of mid near boiler exit right in front of quad. He's gonna take a few steps closer, but Eros isn't quite that far up mid yet. They're actually gonna hit a nice headshot from Nox there. That second headshot, so he's gonna get Lowrider and Oki, so they know that B's open. Unless the rare chance that GGPR would have already rotated through construction into sight, but that would have been too early of a rotation. So, but Rev, regardless, getting the kill there. Eros does have the traditional spawn blockage smokes going off there. Exotic making it past the Molotov before BKai could get reset with his weapon. He's gonna land the headshot. Alvin's still in the back of sight, taking out Rev. Creed's gonna return fire onto Alvin. Creed getting the kill onto Fipe, and he is, I'm sure, gonna get the defuse. Yes, he does.
Defuses are just so close.
Man. Well, yeah, you can say that again. I know I called it before it got there, but I could just barely feel the audio and the timer that he had that. I could feel the strut in his step that he knew he had it. And it looks like GGPR is gonna stack B early this round, and I think that's gonna throw Eros off. Because Eros has really been leaning B heavy at the beginning of each round, and Lowrider's gonna make him pay with an op headshot through that smoke grenade onto Fipe. Omniscient and BKai still coming up B. They want to see if Lowrider can back up that first kill or not, or if he fell back significantly, which he didn't really fall back that far. He's gonna be ready for that push if they do decide to push that corner. I think Eros is likely gonna transition over to alt mid and work up through halls and boiler. That seems to be an area they haven't quite hit that hard yet. Maybe they're gonna do a more traditional straight up mid here. They're using some both teams actually using some utility at direct mid here. Let's see, we've got Rev on boost. Got Oki also on back boost on A. He hears enemies already up mid. Creed is going to confirm that with a headshot of his own. He's There's certainly comms going on here regarding this A push. And Alvin's kind of lurking. Nox getting a really nice kill onto Exotic there. He was definitely ready for that. And B-Kai landing a nice headshot onto Creed as well, but it's not going to be enough because Lowrider picking up another op kill to finish off that round. GGPR going up 7-2. A decent lead for now, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here since Inferno's a fairly balanced map. I know I've said it's slightly CT-sided before, but it's still a fairly balanced map.
It's currently my favorite map because of the chicken.
Yeah. Well, multiple chickens, but unfortunately none have died at alt mid, at least from what I've seen, or central mid. Here's Exotic, maybe gonna throw that smoke, and he's gonna dodge that AK shot. I wasn't sure if he was gonna take some damage there. It was getting a little testy. Creed throwing an HE grenade of his own down at mid. Some nice placement by GGPR. Oh, and apparently, yeah, that placement did work out because Exotic's gonna land 3 MP9 kills there, including that last headshot onto B-Kai as GGPR is rotating over. Nox unfortunately getting OK there, but Rev's gonna get the trade, and GGPR going up 8-2. It looks like this is going to be a second tactical timeout from Eros, which I believe will only leave them with 1 remaining potentially.
Last time they had a timeout though, they came out strong in that next round right after.
This is true. Let's see if they do some kind of... I feel like they're going to need some kind of fake here. I know it's hard to get GGPR to rotate early or to rotate off base into a kind of out of position area, if you will, but they're somehow going to have to bait out Creed at Creed or Lowrider pushing up B
like
too far, or
an op again at least. So they have an op and they full bots. Their money situation's a little low, but if they win this round, it might be a little more set. So
right, and from what I've seen, GGPR hasn't been caught pushing up too far, and if Eros is banking on, you know, potentially waiting it out and getting a pick like that, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that pick. I think they're just going to have to do another rush, kind of like what worked out for them earlier. Which they are. They are getting more aggressive onto Banana here, taking out Creed. That was Omniscient with a nice headshot, checking all of his angles as he was pushing up entrance to Banana there. And Fipe with some really nice AK play there, including that second kind of whip shot onto Rev as he was clearing sight. Fipe does only have 16 health. They could get this down to a 2v3, but it might be better for them to save if they don't get this first kill here. I mean, they could pull it off if they can. Okay, well, there's Nox down. Exotic's already in the site with an MP9, but he would have to be on the bomb right now, and yeah, there's not going to be quite enough time. But Lowrider's still going to be able to save his op, and it looks like GGPR is not in too dire of a financial situation. They do need to drop OK if possible. Looks like that's what Lowrider's doing right there, dropping an M4 for OK, aka you're bad.
Eros is definitely utilizing their timeouts well though, because they're coming out right after. They're taking that round.
Lowrider dropping some utility and peeking mid there. He's not gonna see anyone quite yet. He's gonna have to be careful of Alvin at back mid opping there. I think Lowrider can sense that Eros likely has an op this round, so I don't think he's gonna peek mid too hard there. GGPR still a somewhat dominant lead here, 8-3, but that could certainly change in the next 5 to 10 minutes depending on Eros' execution, including here at B. I was looking at Rev and Oki's health there. Oki actually went down to 42, I believe, from that initial Molotov there. And Exotic with a really nice reaction headshot onto Nox over by Boiler. And he definitely heard these footsteps at mid. Let's see if he's able to catch Omniscient, who's likely gonna peek haystack / pit area. He doesn't know exactly how GGPR is set up, and Lowrider is gonna land that first shot onto fight, but not getting the second because Eros already heard that off shot go off. But regardless, GGPR is still getting the round there. Lowrider maintaining his op. Exotic looks like he's gonna play a close range angle this game with this MP9 most likely. Let's see what ends up happening with him. Yeah, he's probably gonna try to let Eros walk up a bit there in halls, kind of peek them at will if he gets some audio cues. Even if he doesn't get the audio cues, he could probably get a nice cheeky 1 to 2 kills real quick if Eros isn't expecting it. Which we saw happen earlier, so those MP9s close range seem to be working out over there at the A side. GGPR with a nice kind of firm vertical hold here over at B. They're going to be looking down at these Deagle players from Eros who are already out. Oki getting the first 2, Rev backing him up with a third, and a 4th member of Eros going down, and Lowrider able to pick up the 5th and grab a 10th round for GGPR there. So 2 more rounds remaining in this half before we switch sides here.
Lowrider is definitely another scary person with an op. You don't want to push his lane. You really don't.
No, he's got a really high level of game sense, kind of knowing where the other team is going to peak, and he combines that obviously with his extremely fast reactions when he's holding those very narrow angles scoped in. Omniscient dropping the C4 because he's gonna start walking up through the smoke here. Creed is gonna land that first headshot on the fight, but Omniscient returning fire. Alvin kind of laying out Oki there, I guess it was, at the back of banana boards. Omniscient only had 19 health, but he's gonna get Rev in library. Gonna get a second kill onto Lowrider there. It's coming down to Exotic. 77 HP. Omniscient's gonna take him out at mid. Exotic almost could have made a nice little go at that 1v3 if he was able to get that initial mid kill, but not to fret over.
At the end of that round, Alvin on Eros had 3 health, and I know he was probably shaking in his boots after that round.
I don't think I realized he went that low, but Yeah, GGPR had a couple low members at the beginning, but not as low as 3 there. Oh, Exotic almost lining up the 3rd kill onto Omniscient, but Omniscient's able to fall back just far enough onto Banana, while at the same time not losing too much health. He maintained 79 HP, which allowed Nox to be a little bit more confident there and walk out mid and get those final 2 headshots. So it looks like we're gonna officially switch sides here. GGPR currently up 10-5. Once this goes live, we'll see if they decide to get a Deagle or 2 or a P250, or if this is going to be a more standard Glock plus Kevlar round. I'm actually pretty excited to see if GGPR just does like a gnarly rush here at the beginning, or it's a more delayed rush, or if they have someone chosen to kind of float out to ult here. See how this plays out.
You said this was a more T-sided map, right? At least in your opinion.
No, I feel it's just a hair more CT sided, but I said in recent years it has become a more fairly balanced. There's a couple things that were added that helped tease out a little bit in the past few years. Oh, Eros opening up strong there with 4 kills. Nox getting the final member. Exotic would have had to pull a gnarly little play there. And yeah, Devil, I believe, is right. Statistically, it's more T-sided, but I just feel in certain situations, just because in early CS 1.6 it was a bit more CT sided, but I just feel like in certain leagues people do still feel more comfortable on CT side, which is probably why GGPR started out on CT tonight. I don't think they wanted to be put in a situation where they absolutely needed to get T-side pistol round. But Rev here floating out to stairs. Well, not quite yet. Let me not get ahead of myself. He's still kind of watching balcony area. Now he's going up near stairs. He's going to be kind of keeping an eye on halls, as Lowrider's going to help out Creed with this crossfire at mid.
And Devil's saying with the way the meta's evolved that it's become more T-sided over, I guess, over time.
Creed with a really nice shot there. So we'll see if that's does go down to 28 though. And yeah, I'm definitely not going to disagree with that about the meta. But it seems like there are still quite a few teams in advance that are still choosing CT first. But Eros with an I didn't really comment there at the end, but that was a nice defensive hold. How they
Yeah.
how they kind of held that angle at mid there very confidently. Alvin's playing a nice conservative spot over in pit here, which we've seen be advantageous for both teams. Kind of playing that standard pit spot.
It's so quiet.
I know. I was trying to see if Rev was gonna hear a footstep up in hall there, but obviously Eros is holding pretty hard up here. Oh well, there goes his first HE grenade.
Devil's telling us to shh.
Um,
we have to let them play slow.
Yeah, GGPR might hear us there. We don't want to distract. Oh, and that Molotov got a little spicy, but Creed landing a really nice CZ shot actually onto Graveyard there. Rev following up onto Alvin, who was kind of off near pit / pole area. And Rev is gonna take that angle with the Tech 9. He is gonna land the shot, but unfortunately Nox and Fipe are gonna clean it up at the end there. Even though Nox did go down to 31, and he only had a FAMAS and not an M4. Well, Eros coming out strong here on CT.
They came to play today. Both teams are here to win, so it's coming.
And Devil's right, they got to win for Jordan. It's Jordan's birthday all week, maybe even all month. I got to get the details about this from the rest of the GGPR staff, but
GGPR wins, I'll sing happy birthday again.
Yeah. What do we do if they lose? I you know,
I won't be as excited.
Okay, just with a lackluster amount of enthusiasm. Wow. Yeah, he's gonna be turning 30 all month. That's gonna be exhausting for him. Oh, Key. Landing a nice shot onto Alvin there. GGPR's already in A, and Key's already up in Graveyard, looking down at Omniscient into pit, and landing at some nicely placed chest shots onto him. I think he was already tagged from Creed, I believe, as well. Almost looked like he shot him in the neck. Excuse me. I don't want to sell him short by saying it was a chest shot. Maybe it was a neck shot. A throat shot? Lowrider getting the hell out of there with this off.
So I'm looking at Eros, and they had 2 diffuse kits in that round, going into that round. Is that something that's typical? Is that something you would recommend to do?
Yeah, I don't think they need more than 2 at the moment, just because that $400 is going to impact them too heavily.
But now they're going into it with 4 diffuse kits here. They really want this round.
I'm sure GGPR is happy about getting that 11th round, though. It gives them a hair of breathing room financially as well.
And Lowrider's back on his op.
Eros with a nice boost setup there at B, though. So GGPR is going to have to be real careful coming around that exit banana corner. I don't even think this is a good round for them to mess with B too much. They already have Lowrider with an op. I'd probably... Not that I'm the Messiah or anything, but I would think they would probably work off Lowrider's picks at mid here, unless maybe Lowrider gets a pick at B. We'll see what happens here. He's throwing a couple spam shots over at Banana. Exotic getting the trade onto Omniscient, but unfortunately he's going to get offed by Alvin. But Creed's going to return fire. Going to take out Alvin and Nox with headshots there, going down to 15 HP. He's going to get the C4 down.
See, when Lowrider's low, he starts to hyper focus, and we've seen
Yeah.
especially with an op.
Yeah, we need to get Devil on the cast with us. He knew the retake was about to go down there. Fipe probably gonna, yeah, he's gonna save this AK. He's just gonna need to fall back through ult here. Hopefully not get caught by Oki if he peeks out ult really quick here. But I think Oki knows he might be right back here. I think he's trying to get in front of Lowrider so that Lowrider doesn't get shot. Oh! And Oki does get the kill, but he gets killed by Bikai, who was in ult and shot out the midsection of the door next to him. He actually didn't even open the door. He spammed open the midsection of the door there.
And that's why exit frags are exciting. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. It almost looked like Lowrider landed that op shot earlier too. I was getting a little concerned for him because he still only had 15 health, but he's able to hang on to the op. Okay, Creed with an... It was a nice little molly, I was gonna say, but he did step in it, unfortunately. It's gonna take 23 damage. I know, I didn't mean to laugh, Creed, okay? If you watch this later, I didn't mean to laugh. It's just... I know you didn't mean to do that. Rev peeking into Hall here. Oki throwing up some shots onto Coffin. I guess that would have been a headshot onto Coffin, but they're actually going to take A here. Eros is fully pushing down Banana here. Maybe gonna stick together towards the right hand side of mid towards quad. They might branch off and send two people jungle area. Let's see. Looks like their majority are gonna have to fall through jungle here unless Bikai pushes up quad and gets a pick, but I think I don't know. Is Eros gonna save here? I mean, technically it was an eco round for them. Oh, Exotic going down to 28, but showing some nice AK spray control and getting a second headshot onto Alvin. Like it ain't no thing. He kind of just whipped it over, but unfortunately the C4 is going to take out Exotic, our boy.
How big is that
man.
explosion?
Is it little bit bigger than Valorant? I'll say that much.
See, at least with Valorant, at least I can notice how big it's gonna be just because that dome that it creates. Is there not something like that in this? In CS:GO?
No, it's all just.
Not tell.
No, it's just
so unfortunate.
It's just intuition. A lot of well-placed utility going down there. Lowrider with an insane headshot spam down through Banana. And we fortunately were able to see that first person. That was beautiful. Creed in an interesting position here because I don't think Eros knew that he was falling back to make that peak. They were already falling back Banana there. And even though he wasn't able to get the second member of Eros falling back, it's not going to be an issue because GGPR looks like they're already firmly planted into the platform of A site. Lowrider with 13 HP, which means there's no way he's going to die, right, Carve?
Yep, it's hyper focused now. Every time they plant the bomb, all I can think about now is you saying, "Oh, he memorized the code."
I'm so ready. I'm so. Look at that. There's Creed with the headshot on the fight. I'm so relieved. Lowrider has 13 HP and not 100. That's how I know the boys are gonna win this round. Nox going down to 47. Creed finishing off Nox. I mean, how could we have lost that round? Lowrider had 13. The hyper focus kicked in.
The 13th round going to.
Oh no, Alvin Kamara from Eros landing the last second headshot. Oh man.
Lowrider still got an op. It's all good.
Yeah, fortunately GGPR can drop if anything happens. Oh, Alvin going all the way down to 68 from that Molotov. GGPR has really been on point with the Molotovs this game, as they were last match as well. Oh!
Oh, yeah.
It happens. It happens,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen. Every once in a while, unfortunately, there was a team kill
You
collateral there from Lowrider, but he immediately redeemed himself with a kill onto Fipe. B-Kai, unfortunately, peeking out onto Exotic and Lowrider. I'm not gonna say it was necessarily anyone's fault there. Yeah, these things just happen.
When you click so many heads, sometimes they just start to blend. That's just what happens, right?
Well, granted, he probably shouldn't have stepped out knowing Lowrider was behind him, but like I said, Banana's a narrow corridor, and that type of thing is statistically bound to happen every once in a while. GGPR, I mean, it's still technically in this round. It's a 2v4. They do have head armor as they're heading into pit here, but unfortunately Nox is going to take out Creed, which is going to set up Omniscient to kill Rev there.
I think that was an eco round from, right? They saved that one.
I think they had a couple deagles at least there, but and at least one rifle. But yeah, now both teams in a different situation financially here, as GGPR still able to make a decent buy, even though Exotic only has a deagle, but they're not going to have much leeway for buying next round if they're not able to capture a dub this round. Lowrider laying down some suppressive spam onto boards there. Exotic gonna push up mid with his Desert Eagle. He's likely gonna have to keep an eye on left-hand mid. Creed's gonna be moving up here in a moment, likely to take control of balcony and or quad. But actually Exotic's gonna fall back with the C4 to B, so maybe Creed's actually gonna fall back to B right now. Let's see how this plays out, Carve. And GGPR looking for that B pick as they turn that first corner onto boost. Fipe is able to get two. That second was a Molotov kill. Oki able to take out Fipe. Alvin with a really nice headshot onto Oki there. Lowrider getting an op kill of his own. But Omniscient and Alvin are able to get the last 2 kills onto Creed and Lowrider there. And that's going to bring Eros up to 10 rounds. So
The operas on most teams are just really scary with that gun. They know what they're doing. They know where they're standing. It's just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Alvin and Lowrider both with a high level of op experience. And it looks like we've got a Desert Eagle / Tech 9 push from GGPR going into halls. They're getting backed up by utility from Exotic, but Nox is going to answer the call. His team needed him there to hold down balcony, and he did. Gonna pick up 3 of his own, setting up his team for a nice quick sweep that round for Eros. Gonna bring them up to 11 rounds. GGPR, they're able to get this 15th and get this into a match point situation. They can the pressure right back on Eros, but unfortunately Alvin coming out with a nice kill early there onto Oki, so GGPR gonna have to reassess things a bit here, how they're gonna approach this the remaining minute 23 of this round. Alvin with a nice headshot onto Lowrider there. Looks like it at least partially, if not majority, through the smoke.
Devil's predicting a 16-13 win for GGPR.
Well, that's not a bad prediction. The way the finances are working out right now, that might actually be
The situation. Devil's saying he's a prophet. Just wait. All right.
Okay. GGPR pushing in. They do have a they did have a chance to potentially get one of those picks into pit, but they were just a bit too blind to line up a potential 1 dig or 2 there. And it looks like GGPR may be taking attack timeout here, just confirming what they want to do since this is their full buy here. This gives both teams just a moment to talk things over. Alright, we're down to 5 seconds and freeze time, and here we go.
Are we back live? I think we are.
Yep. Here we go. Rev and Creed moving up alt. Oki laying down some spam into smoke at banana here. He did go down to 68 health. Nox holding a very tight angle in halls. Creed's able to get his teammate Alvin, who was playing Boiler there, and he's also able to pick up Omniscient, but Nox is going to take him out with a headshot of his own. Oki taking out B-Kai over at B with some heavy suppressive fire from Lowrider, which allowed him to finish off that frag there. Oki taking out Fipe. only knocks remaining. I'm oh, I was gonna say maybe he was saving his gun, but looks like money's not an issue for Eros at the moment.
We're 12-15, so
This is
Devil,
match
you know, is making
point,
his,
yeah.
but Devil's making his, you know, his little prophetic stuff going on. So if that's the case, it's gonna be 13-15. Let's see what happens.
Well. Well. Let's see, Devil. I think GGPR has a good chance at getting this first pick from Creed here, since he seems to have some great intuition onto boiler area. So Alvin, I think, knows that he's got some guys coming up on him here. That Molotov fizzled out. He's got Omniscient watching his balcony. We'll see if the strafe tactic works out. Oh, Oki turning and getting Omniscient there from balcony. That was a huge play from Oki. Omniscient should have got that kill there. He did not. And Kai landing an op kill on Exotic, but he's gonna have to go for the 48 HP 1v3 to keep Eros in the game. He's throwing utility. Oki's gonna take him out with a headshot, and that is game as GGPR Esports continues their undefeated streak dating back to before the first week of season 34 playoffs.
Devil's close with his predictions, but just one off.
Very close. I like how you're not letting him slide on that. I appreciate that. Well, that was a very hard fought match by both teams. Eros definitely made some impressive plays, had some great reaction shots, including a lot of high intensity op plays from Alvin. And yeah, overall that was a pretty exciting match, Carve. GGPR came out strong on CT, and in the end it was it gave them just enough leeway that when they gave up those few rounds second half, they still had those rounds to fall back on. So until next match, which I believe is quite soon, within the next 2 or 3 days, we'll be posting that information soon. But until then, I'm Hamtaro, and on behalf of Carvelin and everyone here at GGPR, well, before I go too much further, let's say happy birthday to Jordan one more time. And
Happy birthday, Jordan.
To you. All right, Jordan, we love you. Thank you for everything you do. And on behalf of everyone here at GGPR Esports, check us out at twitter.com/GGPR Esports. This is Hamtaro and Carvelin signing off. Until next time, take care.